What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Fiction Tea Review. So today on Fiction Tea Reviews, we're going to talk about the movie Queen and Slim. I went to go see it yesterday, and it was a pretty good film. It was a solid film. One thing I really loved about the film is that it was screenwritten and I believe directed and produced by women, by Black women. I mean, that was just one of the most fulfilling. Like, I was so glad when I found that out. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. It was so inspiring, and it's so inspiring to know that women, especially women like me, are out here writing and producing and directing and making really good, solid films. The cinematography was great. I believe Melina Masukas and Lena Waithe, I believe that's their names. Might have butchered it, but yeah, they were involved in this movie, and I believe Melina, she's involved in Insecure, and Lena was involved in some show that's out or recently came out, something like that. I don't really know too much about it, but I did watch some interviews with them talking about the film, and yeah, I was just super inspired. And wow, like some of the scenes in the film, like when they're driving the car and they're doing the pullback shots of them driving the car, and you can see the road and you can see the trees and the side shots. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is so cool. And wow, you can really see the beauty of their melanin. It's just, they capture all of that. It's just beautiful. Okay, so this film, Queen and Slim, is about these two people who meet on Tinder. They're basically on this date, and the date's not going well. The girl basically ends up wanting to go. I'm assuming she wants to go home. So he's driving, basically, driving her home, and they get stopped by this police officer who says that they have some sort of traffic lights or something. And yeah, they end up shooting and killing this police officer, basically for self-defense, because he threatens them, and not only that, he shoots the girl. Spoiler alert, so I'm just spoiling this entire movie. I'm just gonna let you guys know. Basically, ever since then, they are on the run after shooting that police officer. Okay, so one thing that I really liked about this film is that the writer, and I believe she even talked about this, she wanted to show the humanity of the characters. Like, it wasn't just about these two Black people going through police brutality, being criminals. It was really about encompass the adventure they experienced, and it really encompassed the love that they shared between each other, the two characters, and how that build it up, and how they really was just regular people, and they weren't really criminals, and they weren't bad people. I mean, there was an example, spoiler alert, in the film where I believe Slim went into the store, and even the clerk guy at the gas station, the young guy, was like, you don't look like a criminal. And he even, you know, let him borrow the gun, and the time where he wanted to call his father, and he called him, the time where they stopped and went on the horses, the time where he was about to believe the police officer. And there's just so many moments in the film where you really could see their humanity, and you really can see that they're just regular people who just kind of got involved in this, and they're not bad people at all. And I love that that was really portrayed to let people know how it is most of the time. Most of the time, the people are not bad, and people who experience this, Black people who experience this, are not bad people. So I love how it shined the light on that and really tried to show the audience members that they're not bad people. One thing that I really loved is that they had dark-skinned Black characters. Now, this is a really important thing when it comes down to film, when it comes down to TV shows, to see darker-skinned, melanated people in films. And this is very important, and I love the fact that they portrayed that, and they portrayed it so well. And I love that the characters were very realistic, and I feel like they were really real and very good, and they portrayed their roles very well. I mean, Slim, he's one of those characters where it seems plain, but he still can adapt to the character. And I mean, Queen, I think she did a good job at really portraying her character. She really had a strong lead in the movie. And even the uncle, who's like, I don't remember his name, but I know that he is he's one of those actors who's been out here. He's been in the game for a very long time. So to see him in this film too, I was like, okay, yeah, like I bangs with him as an actor, and he did good in this movie. And there were a lot of parts in the film where I felt like were realistic, and people could definitely relate to it. The pacing of the film was actually really good. It wasn't too long, but it wasn't too short. I love the shots and the angles that they did, making you feel really close to the characters, like when they were in the car and they would do side shots I talked about in the car, and the close-up shots. Even the sex scene really was unpredictable. I did not expect that, but it was enjoyable. You could see the beautiful skin on skin, and that whole experience just was a beautiful thing to see. The other thing was the music. The music was definitely so fitting, so perfect. I think whoever chose the tracks just nailed it. They completely nailed it. It fit so well, so perfectly with this film. And I love the variety of music. It wasn't just one type of music. It was multiple genres of music, and there were so many great scenes, especially when they were like out. I believe they went to go dance or somewhere. Just that whole just that whole scene was just like captivatingly beautiful to see that wide angle of everyone and see them and their skin on skin, and just it was lovely. Yeah, the sound effects from the music and the sound effects just in general really intensified a lot of the scenes for me, and I was like, oh my god. So they definitely did a really good job at reaction and shock value. Although there were scenes in the film where I was like, they doing too much. I don't understand why this is here. This definitely was here for shock value. This was unnecessary. The scene with the little boy and the police officer and him killing the police officer. I feel like that part was just unnecessary. We didn't need that scene. And of course, the ending, I honestly, I wasn't happy about the ending. I was like, why couldn't there be a happy ending? The ending was a tragedy. It was a Shakespearean tragedy. I mean, that part about it sort of related to Shakespeare in a way, of Romeo and Juliet, them dying together. That in a way can be seen as a beautiful tragedy. And they were supposed to like build some sort of legacy, whatever. But the ending, I felt like, damn, why couldn't they have a happy ending? Black people can't never have a happy ending in movies. Of course. But I thought it would have been beautiful if they had a happy ending and they got away, but of course not. And they were portrayed. I mean, the fact that they were portrayed, like, that's real life, and who they were portrayed by was just crazy. But yeah, I would have liked to see a happy ending, of course, but it was a very sad ending, and it definitely caused a reaction for the audience, and that's probably what they wanted. I definitely got teary-eyed, and I was sad. I was like, damn, I really was hoping, the best for them, and they got so close to the end, and for it to just be pulled from under them, it was just terrible. And it was like, damn, will we ever get a happy ending? When you're watching as an audience member, when you're watching as a black person, you're like, damn, will we ever get a happy ending? Will always just end in blood and death and suffering and pain. That's why I was like, damn, I would have liked to see at least finally for once a happy ending. But of course, I'm not the writer. I believe after watching it, the message was to show the humane side of black people who have experienced this and who go through this. Black people are not criminals for the most part and just end up in wrongful situations. I assume that it was the message. And yeah, overall I enjoyed the film visually, and although there were things in the film I didn't agree with, the scene with the kid, and of course there were little things where I was like, okay, they're throwing that in there completely unnecessary. And some things I was surprised about because it was a black female writer, and I was like, did she write this into the film? I don't know why, but I'm sure there's a reason why. But yeah, overall the film was fine. I definitely recommend people to go see it and just support the film. I mean, women wrote this film. Black women wrote this film. Black women produced this film, directed this film. It's great. It's really great despite the things that despite the mishaps in the film. There are like a few. I mean, overall the picture, it's a solid film, and I definitely recommend you to go see it for the holidays or for whenever you want to see it. I saw it New Year's Eve. And also, Happy New Year's to everyone. It is 2020, so look forward to more videos, more reviews of shows and movies, and more consistent videos. Before I go, you know I gotta hit the plug and let you know that the Rain series is out right now. Actually, the ebook is out and it's free to read. You can definitely check it out right now. You can get insight on what the book is about. It talks about mental health, mental illnesses. It talks about Joseph is a schizophrenic genius, Sam the beautiful suicidal maniac, Ko the lost identity, Miss Ginger, sweet one among their friends, Teo, Niho, Tommy, and Tracy struggle with mental health illnesses while maintaining a life of solitude, living inside of a psych ward. After living there for several years, losing hope of ever getting out, a new counselor, John Smith, arrives. His arrival soon ignites a question in their mind that perhaps we found someone we can trust, someone who will see the truth of this place, the truth on the psychological games being played. So give you a little insight. It is about a group of young adults who are in this psych ward, who have been living in a psych ward for a really, really long time, to the point where they become accustomed to it. They're used to living inside it. They don't think they're ever going to get out. So they get this new counselor, John Smith, and he's pretty young. He can relate to them. He's trying to help them get out. And he starts to find out that maybe these kids are not as crazy as they think, and there's something going on here, and I'm gonna figure out, and I'm gonna help them get out of here. And maybe they have abilities, and this place is having some sort of effect on their mental. And the most beautiful thing about this book is that it's a mixture of things. It's a mixture of psychological thriller. It's a mixture of science fiction. It's a mixture of horror. I wanted to throw all of those things in there and really tell a story of different people, so that not just one person can relate, but multiple people can relate. There is a male protagonist. There's a female protagonist. It's not just about one person. There are different types of people in this story. There are diverse characters in this story where everyone can definitely check it out. And I will see you all next time. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Share this video with your friends. And I will see you all next time in the next video. Peace.